to have the bollocks.
Do you really want to go toe-to-toe with me on that?
You've completely, like, what are we doing here? Levy isn't going anywhere.
It's all down to timing, isn't it?
Yes, good evening for what is my 5th hour of YouTubing in a row. I'm absolutely shattered. I need matchsticks. Good evening. Welcome to the Spurs 5 special show, post-match reaction. Tottenham Hotspur grabbing a point, luckily, away in Monaco. Let the meltdown begin. I'm already seeing the chat, guys. The meltdown is going to be monumental.
It's a wobble.
It's going to be absolutely crazy. We'll go through it. Good evening to Stel. Good evening to Lubo. Good evening to Johnny. I have no idea if Sean is joining. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he's not. But here we are. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Apologies if my voice is a bit croaky. 4 hours and doing a live stream on a watch along takes it out of you somewhat. Lads, I'll forget the pleasantries. Let's just go straight.
Let's just get stuck in, right? Listen, guys. Frank out. Give your head a wobble. 2 defeats in 13 games, guys. Come on, bring it on. Let's have it. Right? Listen, undefeated in the Champions League. The first Spurs manager to be undefeated in the Premier League. Was it good? The hell, it was good. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking, right? But let's be honest, guys. Okay, let's look at that. Is there one single player that played up front today, right, in that starting lineup that would get into a top 10 team, let alone a top 6? Yet you expect this manager to come in after a team lost 22 times last season to just waltz in, right, and in 13 games flip a switch and make it all better again. Ain't going to happen. Not going to happen, right? So all you Frank out, all right? You can say what you want, right? I can't judge a manager based on this. Was it good? No. Is it disjointed? Yes. If it wasn't for Vicario, would we have got smashed to bits? Yes. Right? But we didn't lose. Look, there's so many things that are wrong, but we all know what they are. Well, right at the start of the season, how many of you have sat there and said, this attack's no good? And yet suddenly it's Thomas Frank's fault that the attack's no good, even though he didn't sign Odegaard, he didn't sign Tell, he didn't sign Richarlison, right? Didn't sign any of them, right? And the players that have been brought in, apart from Kudos, Simmons, he's not at the races at the moment. Colin Mawani's not fit. And look at the subs that came on tonight. Johnson did nothing. Sarr did nothing. Look, you can sit there and you can pull it all apart, but I don't understand how you guys gave Ange Postecoglou 2 years. And let's be honest, right? Most of the people before the final thought there was no chance we were ever going to win it. We weren't going to beat Frankfurt. We weren't going to win in the final. And we're all ready to sack him and get him to get him gone. And then suddenly he pulls one off and all of a sudden he's the Messiah. I'll tell you how much of a Messiah he is. He's gone after 8 games, after 39 days. And you want to get rid of Frank after, 8 league games? You want to get rid of him. Unbelievable. You gave him 4 windows, spent 350 million, and you want to give this guy 1 window. I don't know what to say. I'm going to judge things based on what is done over a period of time, right? And Johnny's
gone in hot tonight. Johnny has gone straight in off the bat, like without even questioning. Honestly,
can I come in? Have you finished, Johnny? Can I come in?
The trolls come.
Okay.
On, don't care.
Okay. Now listen, you know me. I love interacting with everybody who's making comments. Jordan, he's got Lubo. We are shameless on Vicario. We'll win the war on him. Not much to add to that tonight, Jordan. There was one other here that I saw. Just regarding Frank. Oh yeah, John Kramer fan. We scored 104 goals last season, Johnny. Well, John, how many goals were scored by Son, Solanke, Madison, and Kulusevski? Take those 4 out.
And Brennan Johnson.
And Brennan Johnson. They've all gone. So they're all.
Johnson's still at the club.
Johnson hasn't gone, but he's gone. But
yeah,
if you
he's on the bench.
You lose those 4 players, I think you've lost around 70 goals. So, if for people looking at it, and I've just seen people talking about on other groups about, and let's get Ange back. Let's lose 26 games. Let's just get smashed every single week. We've all seen how good Ange was at Forest, haven't we? So let's put that on the back burner, and people should just forget about Postecoglou, because he's gone. Gave us a great day in Bilbao, but thanks to the players who changed the system after the Alkmaar defeat in Holland. How are we doing? Listen, we've got a lot of improving to make, but we've come away with a 0-0 draw. And yes, thank you very much, Vicario. I will actually say, yes, you can be shameless. My boy had a very good game at left back today. I don't want to hear people saying Gray's not up to it. Kids come in, 19 years old, played left back in the champion, got into the field and did okay as well. So, the future's okay with a few of these kids. Some are ready, some aren't. But we got a draw. At the end of the day, we came away with a draw, which is exactly the same result as Man City got 2 weeks ago. And
Ian,
no one was flashing the shit out of Guardiola 2 weeks ago. Saying,
listen, Ian, ask them, right? I mean, 2 defeats in 13 games. And they want him sacked. Right? What would have happened if we'd been losing these games?
Can you imagine?
I'm not quite understanding it.
Can you imagine? We finished. Johnny, the one thing that gets me, I love this club, and we are a big club, and we've had I've seen some great nights through the years. But the one thing we've got to remember, we haven't won Division 1 or the Premier League since 1961. So I'm really not too sure why our fans are so entitled that we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to play the Tottenham way. Well, the Tottenham way was the Bill Nicholson way. Talk about, push and run, and then and the way Bill Nick played football. You've got to go back 60 years if you're going to play the Tottenham way. Now, very few managers have played the Tottenham way over the years. People like we saw David Pleat in '87. People like Poch. People like Harry. We've had the Tottenham way intermittently through the last few years. But people have got to realise that Frank came into a complete shit show. It was a mess, a complete mess. He came into a team that had not been coached for 2 years.
We say this about every manager that comes to Spurs, but what are we doing?
No, I don't.
What are we doing? This is so one-sided. What's going on?
No, it's not one-sided.
You've all come in super defensive, super backs against the wall. Right? We haven't. Let's talk about the game. Forget Ange.
Hang on, I haven't said anything.
Forget how long Frank's here. Not you, Sava. Right? How's about we talk?
I've not said a word.
Okay, most of you. Right? Why are we talking about the Tottenham way? Why are we talking about Ange? Let's talk about today's game.
Because everyone in the fucking chat is talking about Ange. Everyone is saying Ange in, Frank out.
Forget the chat. Forget the chat. Forget the chat. Let's talk.
Can we just stop all Ange chat, right? Let's
talk about the game today and Frank and the players
today, and then we can evolve forwards, right? Let's not talk about Ange. For me, this has nothing to do with Ange. He's gone. I'm glad. Let's go on, Stel. Go on.
Every manager that comes to Spurs, we always say he's picked up a shit show. Conte came, we were 12th, he had to sort it out. Ange came in, the club was in complete turmoil. There was grenades landing all over the place. Frank's come in and he's picked up a team that finished 17th. Every manager that comes to Spurs has come off the back of some kind of catastrophe or disaster. Even when Mourinho took over, he picked over a Tottenham Hotspur that was in freefall under Poch. So this is normal. There's no excuses for that.
It's not normal.
Let me just say my point, Johnny. Right?
It's not the same though, is it? When did we last?
No, it is the same. It happens to every manager, Johnny. Right? This is how I see it. All right. Let me tell you how I see it. You weren't here on Monday, all right? To hear what I said. I said anyone that's Frank out is a lunatic. You've got to give the man a year to size it up, suss it out, and then in the summer, he's got to stamp his authority and tell the board, keep those players, get rid of those ones, and we'll see what's what with Frank in the summer. But what is happening at the moment is, I think Frank, for some reason, he's reluctant to change certain things that need to be changed. I've been saying for a month now, stop playing with wingers every game as your only outlet of attack and with 3 across the top, because it doesn't work all the time. It simply doesn't. Tonight, for me, the first half was a 50-50 game. Okay? Second half, we got battered. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is a Champions League game and the manager has chosen to put Gray and Odegaard on the left side. Gray should never have been playing left side. He's not the scapegoat. I'm not blaming him. It doesn't make sense. Bergvall should not be starting as the main creative player in the 10 in a Champions League game. For me, that was ridiculous. And this persistence with Richarlison starting games, it has to stop. He's got to try something different. I don't care if he tries.
Tell. I'm going to call you out on this. You said the exact same thing about Tell.
Yes, Tell needs to stop playing up front. I've said for a while, give Johnson a run.
Stell, there are 2 strikers, so you can't have it both ways, mate. One of them has
No, that's not true, because last show we actually went through the team that I said we should start with, and I said play with 2 up top or play with Johnson as the starter. I'm not saying it will work. I'm not saying it's the solution. What I'm saying is try something different, because this does not work. Tonight, for me, that was on Frank. Because we won't just pour up front, guys. We were a shit show at the back. And if it wasn't for Vicario, we would get in is that, and this is what I was trying to say to you guys in the group chat about the atmosphere. How do you get excited and rally yourself up to support a team when we're playing this badly? I think what they're doing is that disheartening feeling. They're then kind of saying things like Frank out, or they're saying things like bring back hand. They're saying ridiculous things. I think, for me, if Frank doesn't find a way just to get in a forward motion or sideways motion, I think fans are going to start turning on him. When we went away to Man City, I thought we were brilliant this season.
You're lagging. Stell, you're lagging. Apparently, in the chat, just quickly, is it just Stell lagging or is it all of us? Somebody could, guys, when you just say lag, you've got to give us a clue. Help us out. Is it all of us, or is it Stell, or is it the stream? What is going on? It's everybody.
Okay.
I've got a fun.
Just
I've got a storm,
Stell,
I've got a storm here, so I don't know if it's that.
No,
people are saying just Stell.
I'll jump out and come back. I'll jump out and come back.
Jump out and come back. Jump out and come back. We'll get Stell back in a second. Can you, the rest of us? Can you hear me? Can you hear Johnny? Can you hear Lubo?
Yeah.
It's just Stell. Okay. It's just Stell. Okay. Yeah. Apologies, guys. It's YouTube playing up a bit. There's a storm outside. Yada yada yada.
There's a storm in the chat. What about outside?
Yeah. Let's Stell, do you want your camera on or off? I'll give you a chance before I bring you in. There you go. Is Stell, can you just talk for like 5 seconds?
Why don't you just get a pumpkin and put it on a chair, mate, and talk from behind the chair? Just use the pumpkin.
Stell, can you just talk for like 5
seconds? Wasn't there a football show that used to do that, where they used to go to a microphone with a bloke on a broom on it or something, wasn't it?
Guys, can you all hear Stell now? Can you all hear him?
Guys, let me know if you can hear me. If not, then I
will. Yeah, okay. As you were.
Yeah. So look. Just to wrap up what I was saying, guys, I think the frustration at the moment is from the fan base, not me. From the fan base is that the performances are really regressing, and it's not like we're playing brilliant teams at the moment. So I think unless Frank finds a way to at least up the levels of style, which we did see against Man City. Against Man City, we were a joy to watch. So we can do it. I think that the fan base will slowly turn. And I've seen this happen before. So I just want Frank to try something a bit different, mix it up, not weaken it by starting Bergville and Gray, which I thought was the wrong move. And let's see what happens. And if we still have the same problem, then we can say, do you know what? Frank has tried everything. So, but like I said, Frank gets a year from me. I'm not switching on him. But these performances, guys, they're very difficult to watch at the moment.
Can I just? But by the way, let me start off by saying I thought we were absolutely atrocious tonight. Right? I can't hide that at all. What I will say is, though, what seems to be happening is whoever's starting for Spurs, Frank's being criticised for. Right? If he starts Tell, it's why is he starting Tell? If he starts Richie, it's why is he starting Richie? If he starts Bergvall, it's why is he starting Bergvall? Odegaard, great. This is our squad. I hate to break it to people. This is our squad, and we're playing every 3 or 4 days. Players are going to have to be rotated in. This is why, and I will keep saying this, when I said in the summer, I think the window wasn't good, and everyone was going, oh, it takes time, and he couldn't get his first time. This squad needed major surgery. The problem is, Stell's just done this there. Don't play Tell. Cool, I agree. Don't play Richie, I agree. What's the answer? You want to play Brennan Johnson up top? Do we truly believe? Hang on.
But we haven't tried it.
Hang on. Let me.
What happens if he does?
Can I?
Well, then we know that Frank has tried everything, Johnny.
I can finish. Right. The problem is, starting Brennan Johnson up top today doesn't change anything in the game from holding the ball up, getting the team up the pitch, giving their defenders a hard game. The problem is, we don't have anything in this forward line, and I don't think we've got anything in midfield from a creative control in the game. Said this all summer, said it all season. I expect that we're going to see some very naff performances. Said this all year. The caliber of our squad isn't what many fans think it is. I'm seeing fans go, "Oh my God, Monaco, they're 7th in Ligue 1." Well, sorry, what do you think we are? We're a team that's just finished 17th in the Premier League. Like, what is it that people are thinking? Now, that doesn't make it right. We'll get to tonight's game. But this whole point of he's not trying things, whatever he tries, people are saying is wrong. Every single game when the lineup comes out, everyone's got a problem with it. It doesn't matter what the lineup is. It doesn't matter who starts in the middle, who starts up front. I'll give you an example. All I've heard, we need Bergvall. Don't want Bentancur, want Bergvall. Bergvall starts, he's absolutely awful. Awful, right? Sarr should play. Sarr comes on, awful, can't control a football, right? So this week, it will be those two shouldn't have played these two. Next week, it will be that one shouldn't, this one should. Tell shouldn't play. Richarlison shouldn't play. Can't believe he started Odegaard. These are our squad players. This is who we've got. I don't know what 11 people think he's going to put out there, and the quality changes. If Brennan Johnson is where we're going to go with this as to that's the hope to save us, he is an awful footballer. He is an awful footballer. And the one thing that I'm told he's good at is finishing, right? And then that's the one opportunity he had to do tonight. He's so bad. This squad needs an overhaul. This squad needs a massive overhaul. This manager needs a year to get rid of players, to coach, to train. Every game, you watch whoever starts against Everton, guys, it will be wrong. Whoever starts, it will be wrong.
100%.
Whoever starts. Stell's got a problem when it's Tell up front. Then he's got a problem when it's Richie. Then he's got a problem that Gray started tonight. Then there's a problem Bergvall started. Then there's a problem
that's not true. That's not true. I've got a problem when that's not true. You're saying things that aren't true. That's not true.
Still, we're in a WhatsApp group.
When
every time the 11 is picked, I see what everyone goes, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. What is the right 11? Can someone tell me?
So basically, you want me to repeat everything I said on Monday? Because on Monday, I said, I don't want to see Frank do this 4-3-3 anymore against teams where we know it's going to be a bit difficult. And I don't want to see either Tell or Richarlison start in the 9. I don't want to see them two. What does he do? He starts Richie in the 9. Listen, Archie, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with Archie Gray being given the chance, but not at fucking left back. What are we doing? If Ange started him at left back, there'd be wars. If Conte started him at left back, there'd be wars. This is the Champions League. There's no need to do that.
Who else could have gone?
Okay, I'll just repeat what I said on I'll just repeat myself because I do it every week. I want to see us in certain games go 3 at the back and not play so much with wingers as the only way to score and be more in the middle. Put Kudus and Simmons in the 10 together where they pivot into the 8-10 and go with either 1 or 2 up top. If it doesn't work and you try it for 2-3 weeks and it doesn't work, Sava, I'm happy to come on and acknowledge, do you know what? Fair play to Frank. He mixed it up. But we're doing the same thing every week. It doesn't work.
You're saying...
I'm going to call you out here. You're also the person that said, pick a left winger, stick with it, leave him out there for 4, 5, 10 games. Now that's changed to don't play the winger, play the 2. So which one is? This is what I mean.
No. If we're going to play with a player out wide on the left side, stick with 1 is what I said. If he's going to do it, then stick with 1.
He did what you asked for. You said,
but I'm not criticising that. I'm okay with that. But don't put Gray and Odobert on the left.
Right.
Don't put both on the left.
Gray was good tonight.
Without Cuti Romero, we win 26% of our games. When he plays, we make 50. We win 55% of our games. Right. The fact of the matter is, we're talking as if Monaco are a shit team. Right. They haven't been beaten at home since February. Right. No English team has beaten them. One English team has beaten them at home since 1961, and that was Arsenal 10 years ago, right? Liverpool have lost there. Chelsea have lost there. Villa have lost there. Barcelona have lost there, right? We're going as if, did we play well? No. Were we shit? Yes. But, we're making out like going to Monaco is a breeze.
Johnny, why were we shit? Johnny, why were we shit in your opinion?
How would you have played 3 at the back tonight? Who would have played at the back?
Johnny, I want to ask Johnny a question. Why were we shit tonight, in your opinion? Why were we shit?
Well, I think Cuti Romero, they are 7th, right? I'm just telling you facts. Whether they're 7th or not, stop with the history lesson.
Johnny, forget the comments. I'm asking you a question. Why do you think tonight Spurs were shit? Because we were shit against Bodo Glimt as well. Don't tell me Bodo Glimt are a tough team to play against.
Yes, what do you want to do? Get rid of the manager. What do you want to do?
No, that's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking you, why do you think we're shit?
Because the squad is not good enough.
The squad is not good enough. I don't know how people.
So why were we good against Brighton away? Good against Man City away? Why were we good against Leeds away then? If the squad's shit,
we weren't brilliant against Leeds. We weren't brilliant against Leeds.
We were good. We played well.
We were good against Man City. Why? Because Man City came out to play. It's as simple as that. And they left holes. Yeah. But Cuti Romero.
Monaco played with 3 at the back. They came out to play. It just feels like when Spurs play well, we praise the performance and what we've done on the day. But when we play bad, we've got all these reasons as to why it's everything but the players we choose and the way we set up. I personally think Spurs aren't too bad. I agree with Sava and I agree with you. These players, a lot of them aren't good enough, but we're better than what we're seeing at the moment.
I don't think we are.
I've been on the wacky backy. Hang on a minute. Bang mash. What do you mean I've been on the wacky backy? What are you talking about?
I'll ignore
I'm giving you facts, mate. I'm giving you facts. Okay? I'm giving you facts. Whether you don't want to listen to the facts, I'm just stating facts of results and history. Yeah, it's history, right? They haven't lost at home since February, right? And Manchester City never beat them, right? And the teams that they beat last year, right? And historically what goes on. So, yeah. It's fact. You might not want to listen to it fact. You might think it's a load of crap. But I'm just stating facts. If you don't like the facts, I can't help that. But that's what it is. I've said we were crap. But all the people who want to get rid of Frank already, you need to give yourself your head a wobble. The squad isn't good enough. And we've got 2 defeats in 13 games. Is it perfect? No. It's miles from perfect. We're not saying that. We're not making excuses for a bad performance because it's bad. You can clearly see it. You can't defend the indefensible. Richarlison's been shocking. Tell's been shocking. Odobert had a better game in the first half, but then fizzled out in the second half. The midfield was overrun far too often tonight, and Danso was caught in no man's land more than once. Yeah, so No one can make excuses for that.
Okay, Johnny, let me ask you a question, right? In fact, look, Sava, Lubo, Johnny, right? Because we're having a debate here. None of us here are Frank out, okay? We're all give Frank time. All of us are on the same boat. Why is it when we went away to Man City, when we went away to Leeds, when we went away to Brighton second half, and even I would say for a fair part of the Aston Villa game, we look all right. We look like we're capable, and then there's other games where we play Bodo with the same players. We play Bournemouth. We play tonight against Monaco. We look absolutely shit. What? It's the same squad. So what are you putting your finger on? Because for me, I think Frank isn't adjusting it enough. That's what I think.
I'll tell you why.
Can I answer this, Sav? Still,
yeah, go on.
When you talk about the quality of players, the better players are the more consistent players. They're the players that are hitting the 7s and the 8s every single week. You know, I'll give you an example. We talked about Dyer and we talked about Davis, who would come in and they'd have a few good games and then they'd go off again. Why? Because they're not at that level.
What about this squad?
In this squad, you've got someone like Kudus, who is really good game in, game out. Paulinho is good game in, game out. There are other players still that play well, that have played well at certain times during the season, this season so far. And we're only 3 months in. We're not even 3 months in. Where are we? August 13th we started. Where are we now? 22nd of October. So we're 10 weeks into the season. So, and there are players that are doing okay in some games and are doing crap in others. And unfortunately, that is the difference. We have got an unbalanced side. We've got some very good players. We've got some very, very average players, and we've got an unbalanced squad. We are missing a 9. You know, we saw in small flashes, because he only came on. I think he came on after 70 minutes, didn't he, Kolo Muani? He looked much better today than he did against.
He held the ball up, eh?
He held the ball up. Yeah. You know, if you're playing football, you know, there are people who say, "Oh, Frank's this, Frank's that." We see it in the comments, we see it in WhatsApp and Twitter groups. How can you have a cohesive football team if, when the ball gets played up, at the end of the day, the keeper starts the ball, defenders start with the ball, they play the ball forward, right? They don't play the ball back. We're not going to score a goal by going back. We're only going to win a game by scoring goals. We play the ball forward. The guys up front lose the ball. Ball just comes straight back. I don't understand how something as simple and basic as that, and people are saying it's the manager's fault. Well, you know, he's played on the left-hand side. He's played Simmons, Kudus, which thankfully lasted only 16 minutes, I think, before he switched him into midfield in one of the games. He's played Johnson there. He's played Tell there. He's played Odebear there. We have a real problem on the left side. Now, hopefully, Kolo Muani will come in. Maybe he'll play on the left when Solanke's fit. Maybe you'll have Solanke down the middle and Kolo Muani on the left. And hopefully that will resolve a lot of the problems. And Solanke can hold the ball up a lot better than Richie and Tell. So all of a sudden, it's looking better. When Kulu comes back, he's got skill sets that are missing in the team at the moment. The squad will improve again. And hopefully Maddison will come back possibly for the last few weeks of this season, and we'll see that the nice reverse passes when he puts players in and creates danger, you know, and we'll see what we're missing with Maddison. We are missing an awful lot of players. Romero, we missed today. You saw, you know, we missed his passing through the lines. But the big problem is that you're not going to have a team that's going to play well if you've got a front line apart from Kudus, and he can't do it all on his own. If he got his teammates, who can't hold the ball up, can't link play, can't.
But Lubo, aren't we the 3rd or 4th top scorers in the league?
Hang on.
Sorry, who are we talking about? Still,
can I come in here?
You said you're talking about the forwards, and I'm just saying, aren't we the 3rd or 4th top scorers in the league?
Because the goals have been around the whole.
Still, you can't be doing it. Surely you see our.
No. What that says to me is there's a way of scoring where we can not necessarily depend on the forwards, right? So should we not play to those strengths until we get the forwards that we need at this club?
Sure, but,
I'm not criticising, I'm asking the question.
As I said to you the other day, your answer to me is purely play someone up front if they can score a goal, i.e. Johnson. The problem is your all-round play as a football club, as a football team, if the ball is just bouncing back at the regularity it does because we have crap centre forwards, straight away you're going to be under pressure every single game. Now listen, I would say this. Everyone talks a good game about giving a manager time, but then they don't. Everyone talks this great game about, I'll give him time, I'll judge him, but you don't. It's a lie. You don't. Not just you, loads of people. This manager...
No, I've given him a year, Frank, Saga. I've given him a year. I'm not angry. I'm not shouty.
Well, no one's saying you're being shouty, but you don't have to be shouty to not be doing it. The thing is here.
No, but have I ever said